Voltage stability refers to the ability of a voltage source to maintain a constant output voltage even when the load or input voltage changes. When the load current increases, voltage drops can occur. Conversely, when the load impedance increases, voltage spikes can occur. Both 220 volts and 110 volt systems can be stable, provided they are properly designed, installed, and managed. Studies and industry standards support the stability of both voltage levels. Neither voltage level is inherently more dangerous than the other. Both can pose electrical hazards if not handled correctly. Safety precautions are paramount regardless of the voltage. 220 volt systems can be more energy efficient because they have reduced current flow. Lower current flow leads to lower power loss in transmission lines. However, some appliances might not be compatible with both voltage levels. Always verify compatibility before connecting an appliance to a power source. To summarize, both 220 volts and 110 volt systems can be stable. The stability depends on several factors, including load characteristics, system design, and installation practices. Both voltage levels can provide reliable power if these conditions are met. 220 volt systems might offer some benefits in terms of energy efficiency. 110 volt systems might be more compatible with a wider range of appliances. The ideal choice depends on specific requirements and considerations. Voltage stability is a critical parameter in electrical power systems, impacting the reliable operation of connected equipment and overall grid performance. It's the ability of a power system to maintain steady voltages at all buses in the system after being subjected to a disturbance. Understanding the factors that influence voltage stability is crucial for engineers and technicians alike. These factors include, firstly, the reactive power balance in the system. Reactive power is essential for maintaining voltage levels, and an imbalance between reactive power supply and demand can lead to voltage instability. Secondly, load characteristics play a significant role. Loads that are highly sensitive to voltage changes can exacerbate voltage instability issues. Thirdly, the configuration of the transmission network affects voltage stability. Weak transmission links or heavily loaded lines can contribute to voltage collapse. System operators employ various methods to enhance voltage stability, including firstly, using static volt amps reactive compensators, or SVCs, which are flexible alternating current transmission system devices that inject or absorb reactive power to regulate voltage. Secondly, installing capacitor banks to provide reactive power support. Thirdly, implementing load shedding schemes to reduce demand during periods of stress. Fourthly, using undervoltage load shedding relays to automatically disconnect loads when voltage drops below a certain threshold. In the context of 220 volts versus 110 volt systems, the concept of voltage stability applies to both, but the impact of certain factors may differ. For instance, in a 220 volt system, the lower current levels for the same power delivery can reduce voltage drops in transmission lines, potentially improving voltage stability. However, the availability of compatible equipment and appliances may be a limiting factor. Conversely, in a 110 volt system, the higher current levels can lead to greater voltage drops, but the wider compatibility with appliances can be an advantage. When evaluating the stability of either system, it's essential to consider the specific application, load characteristics, and grid infrastructure. Proper design, installation, and maintenance are crucial for ensuring reliable voltage regulation in both 220 volts and 110 volt systems. Furthermore, understanding the underlying principles of voltage stability is crucial for ensuring the safe and efficient operation of electrical systems. Voltage stability is not solely determined by the voltage level itself. Instead, it depends on the overall system design, load characteristics, and operating conditions. Several factors influence voltage stability in both 220 volt and 110 volt systems. These include, firstly, source impedance. A lower source impedance helps to maintain voltage stability by reducing voltage drops under load. Secondly, load power factor. A lagging power factor increases reactive power demand, which can lead to voltage instability. Thirdly, line impedance. Higher line impedance increases voltage drops and reduces voltage stability. Fourthly, transformer taps. Adjusting transformer taps can help to regulate voltage and improve voltage stability. Fifthly, the presence of voltage regulation devices. Automatic voltage regulators can help to maintain a constant voltage output despite variations in load or input voltage. Sixthly, system grounding. Proper grounding practices can help to minimize voltage fluctuations and improve voltage stability. To ensure voltage stability in either a 220 volts or 110 volts system, it's essential to consider these factors during the design and installation phases. Regular maintenance and monitoring are also crucial for detecting and addressing potential voltage stability issues before they lead to system failures. Voltage stability is often misunderstood, with some believing that higher voltage systems are inherently more stable. This is not necessarily true. Both 220 volts and 110 volts systems can be designed to provide stable voltage, but the design considerations may differ. In a 220 volt system, the lower current levels for a given power level can reduce line losses and voltage drops, potentially leading to improved voltage stability. However, 220 volt systems may be more susceptible to voltage dips caused by large motor starting or other transient events. In a 110 volt system, the higher current levels can increase line losses and voltage drops, but the system may be more robust against voltage dips due to the lower impedance of the distribution network. Ultimately, the voltage stability of a system depends on the specific design and operating conditions rather than the voltage level itself. Careful consideration must be given to factors such as source impedance, load power factor, line impedance, and the presence of voltage regulation devices to ensure stable voltage in both 220 volts and 110 volt systems. There are several misconceptions about voltage stability that need to be addressed. One common misconception is that a higher voltage system is always more stable than a lower voltage system. While it's true that higher voltage systems can offer some advantages in terms of reduced line losses and improved voltage regulation, they are not inherently more stable. The stability of a voltage system depends on a variety of factors, including the design of the system, the characteristics of the loads connected to the system, and the operating conditions. Another misconception is that voltage stability is only a concern for large power grids. In reality, voltage stability can be an issue in any electrical system, including residential, commercial, and industrial systems. Even relatively small changes in load or voltage can lead to voltage instability, especially in systems with weak or poorly designed distribution networks. A third misconception is that voltage stability is simply a matter of maintaining a constant voltage level. While maintaining a constant voltage level is important, it's not the only factor that determines voltage stability. Voltage stability also depends on the ability of the system to recover from disturbances, such as sudden changes in load or faults on the system. To ensure voltage stability, it's essential to consider all of these factors and implement appropriate measures, such as using voltage regulation devices, improving the design of the distribution network, and implementing load shedding schemes. Voltage stability is influenced by various factors, some of which are controllable, while others are not. Controllable factors include, firstly, the design and configuration of the electrical system. This includes factors such as the size and type of conductors, the number and location of transformers, and the use of voltage regulation devices. Secondly, the operating conditions of the system. This includes factors such as the level of load in the system, the voltage levels at various points in the system, and the presence of any faults or disturbances. Thirdly, the maintenance practices used to keep the system in good working order. This includes things like regularly inspecting and testing equipment, replacing worn or damaged components, and keeping the system clean and free of debris. Uncontrollable factors include, firstly, weather conditions. Extreme weather events, such as hurricanes, tornadoes, and ice storms, can cause widespread damage to electrical systems and lead to voltage instability. Secondly, natural disasters. Earthquakes, floods, and wildfires can also damage electrical systems and disrupt the flow of power. Thirdly, unexpected events. Sudden changes in load, equipment failures, and other unexpected events can all lead to voltage instability. To mitigate the impact of these uncontrollable factors, it's important to have robust emergency response plans in place and to regularly test and update those plans. It's also important to invest in infrastructure improvements that can make the system more resilient to disturbances. Voltage stability is crucial for the reliable operation of electrical systems. When voltage becomes unstable, it can lead to a variety of problems, including firstly voltage sags. These are temporary drops in voltage that can cause equipment to malfunction or shut down. Secondly, voltage swells. These are temporary increases in voltage that can damage equipment. Thirdly, voltage collapse. This is a catastrophic event that occurs when the voltage in a system drops to zero, causing widespread outages. Voltage collapse can be caused by a variety of factors, including overloads, faults, and equipment failures. To prevent voltage collapse, it's important to maintain a stable voltage level and to have systems in place to respond to disturbances quickly and effectively. This includes using voltage regulation devices, improving the design of the distribution network, and implementing load shedding schemes. Voltage stability affects the performance and lifespan of electrical equipment. Unstable voltage can cause equipment to malfunction, overheat, or even fail prematurely. This is because many types of electrical equipment are designed to operate within a specific voltage range. When the voltage falls outside of this range, the equipment may not function properly, or it may be damaged. For example, if the voltage is too low, motors may not be able to start, and lights may dim or flicker. If the voltage is too high, equipment may overheat, and insulation may break down. In addition to affecting the performance and lifespan of electrical equipment, voltage instability can also lead to safety hazards. For example, if the voltage is too low, electrical cords and appliances may overheat, increasing the risk of fire. If the voltage is too high, electrical shocks can become more severe. To protect electrical equipment and prevent safety hazards, it's important to maintain a stable voltage level. This can be achieved by using voltage regulation devices, improving the design of the distribution network, and implementing load shedding schemes. The selection of 220 volts or 110 volts for a particular application depends on various factors. Firstly, consider the availability of power. In some countries, 220 volts is the standard voltage, while in others, 110 volts is the standard. If you are building a new facility, you will need to choose the voltage that is compatible with the local power grid. Secondly, consider the type of equipment you will be using. Some types of equipment are designed to operate on 220 volts, while others are designed to operate on 110 volts. If you are using equipment that is designed for a specific voltage, you will need to choose that voltage for your facility. Thirdly, consider the cost of installation. 220-volt systems typically require larger conductors and more expensive equipment than 110-volt systems. This means that the initial cost of installation may be higher for a 220-volt system. Fourthly, consider the operating costs. 220-volt systems typically have lower operating costs than 110-volt systems. This is because the lower current levels in a 220-volt system result in low line losses. Ultimately, the best choice of voltage for a particular application depends on a variety of factors. You should carefully consider all of these factors before making a decision. In a 220-volt system, the current is lower than in a 110-volt system for the same power level. This can lead to reduced line losses and improved energy efficiency. However, 220-volt systems may require larger conductors and more expensive equipment than 110-volt systems. In a 110-volt system, the current is higher than in a 220-volt system for the same power level. This can lead to increased line losses and reduced energy efficiency. However, 110-volt systems may be more compatible with a wider range of appliances and equipment than 220-volt systems. When comparing 220 volts and 110 volts electrical systems, several key differences emerge. These differences affect safety, efficiency, and appliance compatibility. Firstly, current levels. For the same amount of power, a 220-volt system uses half the current of a 110-volt system. This lower current reduces resistive losses in wiring, improving energy efficiency. Secondly, wiring requirements. 220-volt circuits typically require smaller gauge wires compared to 110-volt circuits for the same power demand. This can reduce material costs and installation complexity. Thirdly, appliance compatibility. In some regions, 110 volts is the standard for household appliances, while in others, 220 volts is common. Appliances designed for one voltage may not function correctly or safely on the other without a transformer. Fourthly, safety considerations. Both 110 volts and 220 volts can be dangerous and pose a risk of electric shock. However, the low current in 220-volt systems may slightly reduce the severity of shocks under certain conditions. Fifthly, transformer requirements. Stepping down 220 volts to 110 volts or vice versa requires a transformer, which can add to the cost and complexity of the system. Sixthly, cost and availability. The cost and availability of 220 volts and 110 volt systems vary depending on the region and the specific application. In some areas, 220 volts is more readily available and cost-effective, while in others, 110 volts is the preferred choice. Both 220 volts and 110 volt systems have their advantages and disadvantages. The best choice depends on the specific needs of the application, the availability of power, and the local electrical codes and regulations. In terms of energy efficiency, 220-volt systems generally offer better performance due to lower current losses in wiring. This can result in significant savings over time, especially for high-power applications. However, the initial cost of installing a 220-volt system may be higher than a 110-volt system, as it may require larger conductors and more specialized equipment. Regarding safety, both 220 volts and 110 volts can be dangerous if not handled properly. It's essential to follow all electrical safety codes and regulations when working with either voltage. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, should be installed in all wet locations to protect against electric shock. In terms of appliance compatibility, 110 volts is more common in some regions, while 220 volts is more common in others. Before connecting any appliance to an electrical outlet, it's important to check the voltage rating to ensure that it is compatible with the voltage of the outlet. Using an appliance with the wrong voltage can damage the appliance or create a fire hazard. In summary, both 220 volts and 110 volt systems have their pros and cons. The best choice depends on the specific application, the local electrical codes and regulations, and the available budget. When designing an electrical system, it's important to carefully consider all of these factors to ensure that the system is safe, efficient, and reliable.